came in, people who had put their entire thing, they had nothing, brokers squared off. Moment brokers squared off, selling pressure increased, it came down further. Moment it came down further, genuine investors who had some money, they exhausted their entire money. Then the question is, how do you make up the losses? ठीक है, मेरा जो stocks है वो बेच दो. And that's again one more. And so where do you find yourself? This element is what we call in our markets as froth. If you keep reading, na, I'm sure you've been reading, right? You have been listening. इधर बैठ के तो आप लोग का both. I have got mails from friends and I feel good, you know, that they have actually written and said, क्या करना है अभी? For me, this means froth is gone. What is this froth? It is this speculators, sir. ये जो speculator है ना, ये लोग निकल गए अभी. Now what has happened to the markets? Genuine, yeah, please. No, they have used their own demat account, but they have taken funding from brokers. They have taken funding from brokers. They have used their own demat account. Huh. You see, what he says is, it is my demat account, but I am with India Bulls. India Bulls says, Menon, can you give me an additional check? First time I gave him a check of 5 lakhs. Second time again I gave him a check of 10 lakhs. But there was relentless selling now. Now I don't have money. So I go back, he makes a third margin call. He says, nahi hai. Then he asks me a question, okay, Menon, you don't have money, but in your demat account I have got a lot of shares. Can you give me the authorization to sell this so that I don't have to recover the, and that's exactly where I say sell. Please realize one thing, one second, sir. The first 2 times I actually paid up, thinking that markets will go up further. But this time, the markets are already decided that, right, it will move back, and that's where I was caught on the wrong foot. You're getting the logic flow?
So you cut your losses, if you're getting only 15 or 20.
Yeah. Jo bhi hai nikal jao, we have got badly wounded. So please understand, this first movement was not created by me. It was created by the FIIs which were withdrawing. But after that, what happened was where I was caught on the wrong foot. I couldn't anticipate this fall. And any idea why the markets, one sec sir, before I take your question, any ideas why the Indian markets today are not in anybody's hands? So you should be extremely careful. If you're sitting out here and looking at our markets, you should be extremely careful. Why are the Indian markets so very volatile today? Can I give you a startling disclosure? FIIs today constitute 30% of the Indian markets. 30. If they sell, we are dead. No State Bank of India, no LIC, no UTI, no GIC can now withstand FIIs. FIIs have the largest chunk. They drop. There is no bottom. There is no bottom. It keeps coming down. You had something? Yes. What happened is FIIs started coming, but what really happened is because of subprime, they had to move out, right? And moment they moved out, this negative thing started. You see, what they are doing is, no. They are withdrawing because they want to liquidate their losses. They want to make good their losses. So what they are doing is they are selling here, even at a loss, sir, just so that they can go and repay back the people concerned. But the fact remains that they are not taking that up and coming in because there's a big chaos in US. Yes. Correct. No, what happened na, there they are facing a liquidity crunch. They had to repay back all their investors. Here, no, they can't. They'll have to sell and then repay. You can't borrow from what you have invested in India. You'll have to actually sell and liquidate. On our investments here, they will not get a loan there. They'll have to sell it. They have no choice but to sell it. Right? What you are talking about is a very good point, sir, but that is a local currency loan. Here we are talking about a dollar loan. They can't show our reliance and take a loan from the banks there. And having said that, the bank should have money to give them, no? The banks themselves were in a problem. They were dead shut. This was discussed. Even last time I had mentioned this. This was discussed, but this fact is what we Indians created for ourselves, the speculators. Huh.
Is there a way of the exercise of FIIs at 30%
Huh.
So there is a margin that they can invest with that much.
Is there a limit?
Is there a limit? No limit.
They were,
Next time also.
yeah. This can happen next time also, and we are happy that they were coming in because they were pushing up our indices. We were feeling very good about it. This is actually where possibly China was very clear. We don't want FIs to come into our markets. We encouraged it, and even till date, there is no point of saying we will stop FIs from coming in.